Welcome to a new episode of the Porsche 944. In today's episode, we have some new brake parts, and hopefully we'll be expanding into some engine work and some various other small stuff. So, new day, we're gonna clean this edge up here, which is why the brakes were rotating badly last time. It's good. Grease on it before you put the rotor on. Here we see our Chinese bleeder screw. Only $7 on eBay. So time to see what comes out.
Feel like a pedal? Okay, well hold pressure on it. It should be one like nothing, and then the second one is your pressure.
Yep.
So it's got some kind of pressure.
This is the side with our broken bleeder screw, so instead of using the bleeder screw, which getting that out is going to be a whole other ordeal, we're going to try and bleed the brakes with this hose. Ready?
How's the pedal feel?
You look for yourself.
How does it feel? It's more than likely this one right here.
So we have our plugs
right
in
there.
here. And testing this out in our chopped up harness. This is our messy, hack job wire. This is our ground, and this is our power wire.
And that one here, you put it. I got a fork blade in there, and I'm going with continuity and connect it to there. So now we know that wire goes all the way to the fan on the right side for the power. Doing a diagram of it, and I'm putting right fan, and that is the red black wire. I'll put BL for black. The left one has two feeders, which means one is for low speed and one's for high speed.
Similar story with our temperature sensor here. This is our ground, and these two both output power, obviously just as frayed as the other ones.
To the temperature sensor in the block, which are for the temperature gauge. So when you ground them, which is what they're doing when the water activates the sensor, it grounds it out. So when it grounds it out where it overheats, when you touch this one, you'll hear the relay. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's clicking the relay and it's turning on the overheated. Should make the gauge move. This one right here.
Do it again. Okay.
It's back?
Yeah, it's moving.
Guy said we set it all up so we have the right stuff. Well, right here, this doesn't work. Alright, so we apparently drained the whole rail all over the top of the motor.
You know what? It's
Which is
fine.
good. Yeah, it's good because
It's a cleaning agent.
it's all down in those gullies down there, so we'll have to somehow get something down there to kind of wipe that up a little bit. Hopefully there's not too much in the spark plug chambers, because spark and gas,
They like each
they
other.
like to explode.
Yeah.
So this comes up nicely.
And it's still dripping fuel from one of them.
Yeah, it's still dripping a little bit. But what we can do is now we could pop these injectors out. Ooh, these things are gas soaked. So these are the easy injectors to clean. Not like those new ones, direct injection. Oh, she's leaking gas. Still some gas in.
So, our injectors are pretty worn out. They're probably original. I think that's a Bosch logo. Our El Cheapo injectors are here, but they look better than the other ones. It's got the Chinese mark of quality on it.
On this seal. We're not oiling the upper seals yet until we put the fuel rail on. And just kind of twist it. And zoom it. Oil on the top seal. Definitely don't want to stroke them. The only thing we can do is energize it and make sure it's not leaking.
So in typical German fashion, you think, oh yeah, fastening down the battery. Well, you can't really use a wrench here, so you need a socket. And you can't really use a socket right there, because German.
Which I don't think that's a very good idea.
Well, you know, it's German. You just rebuild the whole engine every 40,000 miles. I mean, you know, that's what you do, man.
Keeps it new.
Yeah.
Keep the relationship new.
There's a Relay G7, which is a window winder.
Probably.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay. Well, at least we know the tester works.
You know the tester works. As for our window issue, that is our fuse, and it passes.
This is the coil over here, buried behind the motor, which is great.
What's German?
So easy to get to. And we had to change this coil wire. And then this has this little boot. So you line it up, you have your wires feeding your coil. You line them up with this, and everything comes right out here. And I just got to try to get this thing back on.
So to do a bit of a sanity check, this is a spare relay I got from another car, and there, you know, that's fine.
Looks like new.
What do you mean? That is new.
This little reservoir here. Oh no, wait. The reservoir for the radiator. $400.
Just need this. It's plastic, so you know, don't torque it. Annoying things in modern cars. You haven't got? No, it's nothing new. So we have a relay from another car. Keep going. Passenger side.
You need a ground here.
Nope. Our locks work.
Hit it again. Yeah, but hit it the other way.
It doesn't go the other way. Hey, look at that. It's fairly blurry, but the clock works. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's trying to work, so it's probably a bad motor. I think it's safe to say that speaker's blown. Alright, I'm going to crank it for, you know, just a second to see what happens here.
We have a lot of stuff off the front of the motor because we're changing the radiator hoses, which, you know, it takes forever to get parts these days. No. All right, do it one more time.
Okay. Appears to be mission success. So that hose right there is dry rotted. Now, take a guess how much all the other hoses, except for that one, cost. Well, if you guessed about $150 and you know you're used to a normal car and you're falling out of your seat, you're wrong. That hose is different. Guess how much that cost?
So the way it worked was, I bought this kit that said, the guy said that all the hoses for 944. This hose doesn't look like this hose.
So is it the 15 inches or the 16 inches here? Yeah, they're that suspension's in beautiful shape now.
Well, maybe this will be good for it. Here on our 34-year-old 944, and we're deciding we're going to change all the sensors. So that's the one that came out. Looks a little gummed up.
Let me zoom in a bit.
That's the new sensor. We don't know. We know this wasn't working. The gauge wasn't working. So we figured we'd just change everything. Oh boy, it's bigger than a 19. We have 21?
Yeah, we.
I don't know what that little button is. Isn't so bad. Plug this one in. These are done. Our next sensor, we just had our sewer ejector pump changed and the whole process here. So we have our wires hanging here, which are for a cooling fan, and we have this connector right here, which is all butchered up. Oh, does he have enough room? We got to fix those wires, make them safe. But we're going to change this connector right here. This I already loosened up. It might trip a little antifreeze. Nope. So right here controls the fans. So it has two different levels in it. So when it's at normal operating, like 170 or something, it'll turn the one fan on, and then I believe that's how it works. And then when it hits high temperature, like 190, it turns both fans on. We don't know if it works because neither fan was working. This one didn't come in the gasket either. So I'm gonna put the old one back.
Of course it didn't come with a gasket. It's German. That's a $15.99 option.
That one did. One of the three came with a gasket.
Well, you see, they accidentally threw in the gasket. They usually charge extra for that. All right, it's loosened. Okay.
Is that on?
Yeah. It's like water. It's clear.
Yeah, but it says it's antifreeze. Why is it leaking?
And there is our leak. That's our problem. That is a crack in the radiator.
You put it in like 3 seconds instead of 10 minutes. See, there's more antifreeze coming in.
Of course there's more.
That was easy. Fix it, get a new one, or get a used one. We're not sure yet.
And
then these adjusters right here, right? They just tighten down on this right here, this little part of the radiator, and it holds the radiator.
Well, on that note, it will probably take at least a week to figure out what's going to happen with the radiator. So I think we'll call it there. I hope you liked the video. Don't forget to leave a like, favorite, and subscribe.